James, and this is Inspirations. So, today's topic, Mr. Mark Elliott. Today we're going to discuss the hardships and the trials and tribulations of what he goes through. And we're going to talk about stuff that I go through and stuff that we all go through. So, in case you missed his video that I put in the inspirational moment, there we go. In case you missed that, let's take a look.
I'm Mark Elliott. I have Tourette syndrome and I have no intestines.
What you're about to experience is nothing you have ever experienced before.
I was born with a really rare intestinal disease called the Hirschsprung's disease. I have no large intestine and only 4 feet of small intestine. And so I'm constantly having to think about, oh my God, do I have to go to the bathroom and where is a bathroom?
Now, who here has heard of Tourette syndrome before?
Tourette syndrome is a neurological genetic disorder that causes me to make involuntary noises and movements with my body. And I say all sorts of different things.
So I say racial slurs for black people, for Hispanic people. I have an older gay brother and I say words like fag, faggot, and you're gay.
My story gives people pause. When you're out in life, if you see someone that's so different than you, maybe they have a different skin color, maybe they have a different sexual orientation, maybe they just look different, is that instead of ridiculing that person or laughing at that person or having some sort of reaction, my story reminds people that, hey, you don't really know what's going on. We don't really know what's going on in that person's life. And people really appreciate that message.
So now that you got the chance to see the video, it's pretty moving, actually. To think that a guy had to deal with all of that in his life, you know, has no large intestine, only 4 feet of small intestines, and then Tourette syndrome on top of that. It's like, Jesus, like, what are you doing to me? And for me, when I saw his story, I was thinking, how hard is it not to just lay in bed in a fetal position and just die and just give up? But he took what he had and he flipped it into a positive. And that's something that really stuck out for me. That was the biggest message. That despite the fact that he has no large intestine and he has to go to the bathroom all the time, and he's spitting out racial slurs and this, that, the other, he travels, he goes around the country, he does what he needs to do, he's written a book, he's done amazing things with his life, he's educated, he's used his life as a tool to teach others, which is something that's pretty amazing to me. And the reason why I connected with it so much is because personally, in my life, I go through dealing with OCD, and that's really rough, dealing with that in my life. It's like the Bruno Mars song, you know, swimming in your world is something spiritual. Well, if you were swimming in my world, you'd say, oh, Jesus. And that's what you would be going through. But you know, that's not to detract from whatever you, the viewer, may be going through, because everyone has issues. You know, no one has the picture perfect life. And the message that I want to get across today is that no matter what you're going through, you don't have to be a victim with a capital V. You could be a victim with a small v. Because no matter how you try to slice it and prevent it, it's going to happen. You're going to be a victim at some point. But you want to be a victim with a small v / an expiration date. You don't want to be a victim with a big V and absolutely no expiration date. Because if Mark Elliott every day would wake up and say, I have Tourette syndrome, and I have to go to the bathroom every 2 seconds, and I'm depressed about that, well, he's just going to be stuck being depressed for the rest of his life. But, you know, what he said is, I have Tourette syndrome, Okay, well, it's like someone having a hand. I'm just going to roll with it. I'm just going to do the best I can. And that's really what he's done, and that's really what I'm urging you, the viewer, to do. To really go out there and say, hey, I can do this. I can make a difference. Because Mark truly used his body as a tool to make change in others. And that's what I hope to do with this blog. To use this blog as a tool to make changes, positive changes in others. You don't have to stay stuck where you're at. That's ridiculous to get stuck in a horrible place with no expiration date. You don't have to. You definitely don't have to. And today could be that day that you decide to make the change to get out of that rut and say, I'm going to get out of bed and do something different, even if I don't feel like it. Trust me, I didn't feel like getting up and doing this blog. I had this idea of doing a blog, but I didn't feel like getting up and doing it. But when I did it, I ended up loving it. And it's something that I'm doing every day now. And granted, it's been only a couple of days, but it's something that I feel inspired about. Hence the title of the show, Inspirations. But I hope to gain more of you, more viewers, and inspire more of you. And even if I'm just talking to that one, I hope that you get inspired. And I hope that you realize that you are loved and deserve every bit of respect, no matter what you've done in the past. You are a human being, and you deserve so much more in your life. And I want to be able to help you to get to that point. So that's it for today's video, and I hope to see you soon. So comment on this video, rate it. I hope that you subscribe, and I will definitely see you later.
Yeah, yeah.